Right.
Hi, welcome. I'm sitting here today with all the lovely ladies of the round table, donning our beautiful big Easter hats. So I'm with Mary and Julia and Jill and Christy. I'm Tammy. Thanks for joining us today. We, of course, are sponsored by Valerie Hill Vineyard and Winery. Always a little
Cheers.
salute and cheers to them. So we wanted to talk a little bit today about Easter. Talk a little bit today about Easter, which is why we're wearing.
Surprise.
I know.
bonnets.
Who would have thought?
There you go.
Yeah.
So, what do you guys think? What do you do? Tell us a little bit about Easter traditions.
I have a tradition in my family. We egg crack. We have an egg cracking contest. So we make hard-boiled eggs, and we see everybody has their own egg, and we crack. And one egg will crack at a time, and so then the one uncracked is the winner, and then cracks the other one until there's one champion egg.
Oh.
And growing up in a big family, it gets really competitive, which leads into my funny story that I have about Easter.
Oh, good. Share.
Yeah. So one year, my little brother, who's 5 years younger than me, had this championship egg, and like nobody could beat him. And so somebody said, "Well, let me crack you." And so you're gonna be my sister.
Okay.
Christy and I are cracking eggs, and we go up
How do
here.
we crack? We just
So you hold them, and then you
just hit 'em together.
Hit them together, right?
Okay.
Well, the egg, my brother's egg, this championship egg, goes. It was raw, and it fell all over my sister. Okay,
That's the best.
Awesome.
I was actually thinking that should be added to.
Exactly.
That's
There you
exactly
go.
something that I would do is
Well-
throw one raw one in just for fun.
Yep.
Well, he
was-
learned that they're harder, that the shells are harder on a raw egg, and so that's what his he was. He thought he was
So he's
getting
being
away with it
sneaky?
too. Yeah. Well, and my sister had on a silk suit.
Oh no.
And so
Oh, that's
I mean, it's
awful.
horrible, and I love my sister, but that was probably the funniest part. Is because she got so mad, and she's like, "And this is a silk suit."
Oh no. I love it.
Oh,
That's
How about
perfect.
you?
I do have one funny Easter story. So we used to live in Denver, Colorado, a suburb of Denver, and we had lived there for several years, and I have 3 kids, and so we would always dye some eggs, real eggs, and then we would do some plastic ones with candy or a little money or something in them. And so you got so many of each kind, each of the kids would find. So we had dyed some eggs, we had hid them, and I didn't count them, honestly. I mean, it's a whirlwind in my house. If you've ever been around, it's amazing that I keep my children alive. I don't count eggs. So they find them, and, we throw the real ones away and all that. So we had decided to move from Colorado, but we kept our house. And a year later, we had gone back to Paul and I just had gone to check on the house, and during the time we were like weeding and just making sure the house looks good, and we found an egg from the year prior. It had been a real egg, had been in the drain pipe, stuck in the drain pipe for a full year. It had to have stunk at some point. I'm sure the neighbors probably thought someone was dead in the house next door. And so it was still perfectly intact. I thought, I can't believe that, an animal didn't take it, but it sort of felt like a little prize egg because I thought, how did it survive? It's fantastic. So that's my funny little
funny.
Easter thing. So
What about
awesome.
you, Christy?
For the past 13 years, I've been participating in Easter egg hunts for my kids. So either participating in some at different places, because sometimes we're not always home, maybe at like North Carolina at the aquarium or different fun places. And for all these years, I've finally figured out, because there's always been a question, there's a couple kids that only get 3 Easter eggs because there's other bigger kids or wiser kids, and they find all the eggs, and some kids always sad. So finally, we figured out if you have not that many kids, you can assign a color to each child. So you can only find the green eggs, and you can only find the yellow, and you can only find the red, you can only find the blue. And that way everybody's happy and it's fair. And
and then they can trade if they want to have an assortment, I guess.
Yeah,
after.
right.
So that's
We
a good
used to
idea.
do ages. I don't do that now because now that my grandkids are 12, 17, 21, and 23.
Right.
But it used to be when my niece came with her children, we had an age level. They went out first.
Yeah.
So they had the head start, like a 10-minute head start.
They
or
got the easy
whatever.
funds.
And then the next group went in, and the oldest ones
Yeah.
would be the very last. Now, and I did a mix too of the candy and money. Now I just do all money, and it's become so that the adults, it's so funny watching even my kids who are all in their 40s now, because I do like 25 eggs with ones, and then I do like 5 5s, and I do 4 10s, and then I do a $20.
Wow. I want to
awesome.
go hunt
I know,
at
I was
her
just gonna
house.
Say,
So even-
what's your address?
Yes, let us know.
So
We'll be over.
even the 20-year-olds are out there scrounging around,
That's
believe me,
awesome.
for money. So it's but it's still so much fun because it's just
Right.
been a tradition.
So I have
for
to tell you,
years.
2 years ago, we were in Arkansas visiting family who lives there, and the town my sister lives in. I have to tell this just real quickly. Something that they do that I really wish someone here in Winchester would do this, and maybe it's being done and I'm not aware. But at the golf course, they have a small like crop plane that everyone in the community contributes eggs, and you put candy or a little money and things, and you do have to tape the plastic egg, and then they get thousands of eggs, and the little crop plane, it's a one that sprays the crops, one of those little small. It flies over the golf course and drops all the eggs along the golf
bombs.
course.
Oh
It's
my gosh.
fantastic. I have pictures of it. It's the most amazing thing you would ever see. So people just gather from all over the community that come of all ages, and they do that where when the plane lands, although or when it goes down and drops them. I mean, there's thousands of eggs, so there's plenty for the kids to get. But they do have the little toddlers up to 5 or 6 that are out there first, and then they get like a 30-second, because
Get
they
that
can
head
fill up a
start.
basket,
Right,
right?
get that head
Because they all
start.
just got to go everywhere. It's the cutest thing.
That sounds
it's
great.
amazing. So we really need someone here with a small plane.
Somewhere at the
and-
Winchester Airport,
Yeah, right.
I
for
feel
one
like
of the
it's
golf
been
courses.
done at Rutherford Crossing.
Oh,
There by
really?
the Target a couple years ago. I feel like I heard about that, but I don't know if it was eggs though. I think they dropped other things. I'm not sure what it was, but I was thinking that sounds amazing.
Like
though,
what?
with the eggs. Yeah, I don't know. I'm trying to think. Wait, what was it? What did they
No,
drop?
they used to, the National Fruit used to do something at Apple Blossom. I can't remember now what they dropped, but they dropped them from the roof.
Oh,
And there
my
would be all
gosh.
these kids in the parking lot, and
yeah.
they would just come flying over the roof.
Oh
Maybe
my
I'll find out.
gosh.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
That's
Well,
so
maybe
fun.
you guys have heard of this, but I want to do glow in the dark eggs, like an egg hunt, like all in the dark.
I've done glow in
That
the
sounds
dark
fun.
golf.
Yeah, that's really fun.
Same
My
concept.
husband's done
Yeah.
that.
Try to find the egg, find the golf ball, same
Yeah,
thing.
yeah. So that
Oh,
would be
that would
really
be
fun
really
too.
fun.
They sell them already so that they're glow in the dark, and you just hide them probably in your house because outside with the moon, it's probably not like pitch black.
Yeah.
Wow.
Well,
that
I
would
guess
be really
everybody
fun.
does an Easter dinner, but how about you, Jill? Do you do a Seder? Or?
I do, yes. So actually, I do both. I had the best of both worlds when I was growing up. So we did the Easter eggs, and actually, my mom used to hide candy around the house.
Right.
And then a basket would be the final, cool end prize or whatever. But yeah, we celebrate Passover. We would do a big ceremonial type dinner. Each person gets to read a little part of the Seder and that sort of thing, and there's all different types of symbolic things you eat, the bitter herbs for the tears, and there's like a whole story that goes
Yes, it's
along with
I
it.
love that.
Yeah, so that was kind of fun growing up.
What
Yeah,
was
we
your
did
favorite
both.
part of the meal?
The grape juice. Well, it was grape juice when I was younger.
And it was Manischewitz wine.
Still grape juice,
It's
right?
still grape juice, absolutely. Yeah, and then as you get older, you can get the regular Manischewitz wine,
Yeah.
It always had-
and you're good and toasty by the end of that meal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. So that was always
That's
fun.
lovely. Do you do a special?
For me, I
Meal
love
at-
decorating. So I'll decorate the table like really lovely with all kinds of decorations to make it really just festive and fun. And then just do ham and all the traditional sides.
That's.
and
I was
just
going
enjoy
to
a
ask,
nice
what's the
meal.
traditional? Like, what do you cook? What's your
Ham
main
and
meat?
deviled eggs because you have
Yes. Deviled
My eggs
eggs.
never make it to the meal. The
No?
kids, they color them, and they eat them right
Oh,
afterwards.
You know what my mom
never
used to
make
do,
it.
which I thought was so neat as you get older, and especially if they didn't come home at Easter, it was just her and my dad in Florida. But she never could give it quite up, the Easter egg thing. So she would fix hard-boiled eggs, and she would peel them, take the yolks out to make her deviled eggs, but she'd take the whites and she'd dye them. So they would be like pink and purple. So she would have these
Well,
and then
that's
just
a
stuff
cute
them.
idea.
And it was so pretty because they were real pastel. She would just take a little food coloring and water, and she'd set the whites down in there just until
wow.
they. And I thought, well, what a neat little idea.
Yeah.
You know.
I've done that. But what I'll do is I'll take the egg and then I V-cut around the egg, then take the yolk out, and I dye them. I put them in just a little vinegar water with a little food coloring and take them right out. And then I stuff them with the filling, like for the deviled eggs. But I put them in like chopped lettuce, and so they look like tulips.
Oh, how
Oh my
pretty.
gosh.
What a neat
That's
idea.
a
That's a great idea.
Gonna steal that.
Yeah.
Stealing that.
That's a great
But
idea.
I've learned over the years that a couple tips though to buy your eggs like now or even earlier so that they're older eggs because then they're
Oh,
easier
yes.
to peel.
Absolutely.
And for me, I guess you can just put the eggs in the boiling water and then put a lid on it and turn off the stove and they just
20 minutes.
you don't have to
And
worry.
we always had coconut cake. It was
Yeah.
just something my grandparents always had coconut cake.
Did they decorate with the jelly beans
with
or
the jelly
anything?
beans, but we dyed the coconut,
Oh, okay.
you know, to make it look like grass, and then you put the jelly beans on the top. I mean, we just had homemade. My granddaddy, that was our thing. We would get a fresh coconut, and he would peel it for me, and I would grate it and make
my
him
gosh.
fresh
Wow.
coconut cake, and he loved it. And I
That sounds
still,
amazing.
now my kids don't like coconut, but I happen to like it, so I still do it.
I love it. And so, yeah, I'm with you. I'm like, that's a great idea. Now I have to come back to this egg boiling. So a little trick, if you aren't already doing this, if you boil the eggs and then immediately pour off the hot water and put ice, like literally cubes of ice on it, the egg will come away from the shell. And
nice.
so the shell will just peel right off. And so, but it has to go from boiling hot to freezing cold
Like
right
you do
away.
broccoli
Okay.
or vegetables.
So right away, take the hot
Blanch-
water,
blanching
then
it.
I put freezing cold water in it, let it overflow in the pot, let it just
Right.
keep being cold until the pan's hot, and then I dump ice on top of it. And so you just dump a little ice, let that melt down. That gets them really, really cold,
Right.
and then the shell just comes right off.
Also stealing that.
So yeah,
There you go.
Yes.
Bing.
And you can put them in a Ziploc bag and shake them, and that'll actually take the shells off as well. So you can just shake it and then take them out, rinse
Oh
them,
my
and they're done.
gosh. Because it's so time consuming to make the deviled eggs.
I
And people
know.
just pop them in your mouth and you're like, that took a long time. Savor it. Take 10 bites.
Right. Yeah. So I do enjoy making the kids' basket. So
Oh, yes.
even now I have teenagers, and it's just fun to kind of get them all chocolates
I
and
still
fun
do
little
it, too.
things. Yeah, it's
And I
just
love to do my
fun.
curly ribbons hanging off
Yeah, yeah, that's a fun part of Easter. So, all right, anything more you want to share about your fun Easter traditions? Anyone?
really,
yeah.
yeah.
It's all about the
We all
food
wear
and the
our hats.
and the
Well, there you
hats
go.
and the fun and the decor and family time.
Well, we used to dress up more growing up, right?
my, yes.
With white gloves, and it was all about we have to buy an Easter dress and new shoes, and it used to
Yeah,
be
I
like
think
that.
Some of that is not. Yeah. They
Yeah.
don't. People don't do that as much anymore.
There's
I
not
don't
as
think,
much.
right?
We used to wear
Yeah.
little dusters, which was a little navy blue, usually very silky kind of little long coat with a dress that matched, and it had a white collar. And then you wore the black patent leather shoes,
Of course,
Tammy.
with the little white socks and the
The
lace
little
around the
white
bottom. I love that. I
an Easter
still think
bonnet.
when I see a cute little girl in her little dress and her little white socks and black patent leather shoes, I think that's the most adorable thing ever. So. All right, well, we'll wrap this up. I hope that you all have a wonderful Easter and spend time with family. Enjoy the time, have lots of deviled eggs, and, boil them, put them on ice. It makes it easier, trust me here.
And count your eggs that you had.
Yes, count and find them. I'm certain they smell really bad if you wait a year.
Right.
So thanks for joining us here for Chick Chat. Please join us again for the next episode, and visit Valerie Hill Vineyard and Winery when you can, because their wine's delicious and we enjoy it. So
Absolutely.
happy Easter, ladies.
Happy Easter.